Okay. At the bottom part of the slide, you will see it, that was me with my golf shirt. That was me pre-TRA, which was 20 years ago. Okay, and you see the series of pictures. I dropped the weight. I think I went from 82 to 74 kilos. And the interesting thing is that no rebound. In fact, 20 years after the program, I have more muscle than before. Okay, so I really like the Chinese title of TRA, which is 人生最后一次减肥. The last time you will ever do weight loss, which is really true because I did it one time 20 years ago. So I have never done TR90, I have never done TRE. Okay, I take my edge and all that. So this is amazing. So that's really getting my health back. Now, if not for these products, how could I be playing soccer 3 times a week? I won't go into something else too much, except to say that both my knees have been operated on for meniscus tear from all the years of playing sports. And my orthopedic surgeon said, I think you better do something gentler, like walking, swimming. You can pretty much forget about playing soccer. But thanks to Y-Span, really thanks to Y-Span, I was able to play soccer again. I'm not sure if legal likes me to say it, but I already said it. So that's on the... So on the health side, for someone who never believed in supplements, for the weight management, for someone who never believed in all these calories in, calories, it's very simple. Just eat healthily, do lots of exercise. But I think TRA proved me wrong. Then all the people you saw up here already shows you the products. Well, there's no doubt about that. As for beyond the health part, next slide, please. These are pictures of my 2 daughters' graduation ceremony at Cambridge University, you know. And I know for all parents, it's very important for us to be able to send our kids to the school of their choice. In fact, I also do goal setting for them. I said, if you can make it to these universities plus these UK universities plus these American universities, Daddy and Mommy will pay for you. Otherwise, you go to the local U. So in the event they both made it, but they did ask me years later, Daddy, you would really have not sent us overseas if we didn't qualify? I said, you would never know, would you? But you decided to take me seriously. So I think even for them, goal setting is very important, right? Set a goal and go for it. Now, what do these pictures show? And then I was able to bring my mom to their graduation. I'm able to spend time with her. Sometimes on a Tuesday morning, I say, Mom, I'm coming over. Is there any particular reason? No, just come over for a chit chat. I bring her for her checkup. She's 88 this year, and she's still strong as an ox. You know? The one supplement she asked for is our Flex Care. Okay, she has some knee issues and she loves it. Okay, she doesn't want to take the rest of the stuff. But again, I'm very thankful that I'm able to spend time with my kids growing up, with my mom, now that she's aging. And what I wanted to say, when people ask me what are the benefits of doing Nu Skin, I say I'll give it to you very tangibly. First, the holidays, the lifestyle, that is a given. But if I can use this money instead of my savings to send both my girls to overseas universities, is it worth it?
Yes.
I think that's worth it. Otherwise, I will have to deplete my cash. If I'm able to spend time with my kids and my mom, it's a one-way street. You know, very often, my 2 girls are now 35 and 31. We still go back and talk about, wow, you remember that basketball game when you were 10 years old in that semi-final and I was there? And we reminisce. Time only goes one way. You can't turn the clock back. So I'm really appreciative to Nu Skin for giving me the opportunity to be totally with them in their growing up years and even today and with my mom. And I want to just tell one final story. When people take the supplements, they say, yeah, I feel a bit of energy. But I don't feel after a while there's a lot of difference, right? So I said, yeah, but all the studies prove it. So recently, I had more than a health crisis, not just a healthcare, but quite a traumatic health episode. To summarize, towards the end of 2024, I was feeling something was not quite right and my tummy was bloated. And specifically on December 28, 2024, I was admitted to hospital, A&E department of the Singapore General Hospital. Within 1 week, they had to operate on me because I had, at that time, an unexplained blood clot which had cut off the blood from my small intestine to my liver, so much so that parts of my small intestine had died. So before the operation, I asked the surgeon, give me the worst case scenario. He said, worst case, if I cut out a lot of your small intestine, you'll be on immunosuppressant drugs for the rest of your life, and food will not taste the same again, but you will live, but much more diminished. But in the event, the operation went well, but the post-surgical complications came in, infection. Effectively, I went in for a second operation. So I had two major operations within the space of 10 days. When I saw my legs for the first time in 2 weeks, I almost cried because they were like little sticks. So in 2 weeks, I probably lost about 15 kilos, lost everything of my muscle that I had built up. I stayed in the hospital for 2 months.
2 months.
2 months, okay? And later on, the surgeon was able to say to me, he said, you know, at the lowest point, you were the most optimistic person in the room. We were very worried for you, okay? My wife, at that point, later on, she told the two girls, I think your daddy has given up, you know. But the two girls were on my side, said, that is not daddy's character. Because I said very little. Whenever they come with, I said, you better go home now, you better go home, rest, you need to rest, you know. So people said, what were you thinking about? Actually, I think about nothing. Then I just told the doctor, tell me what I have to do, I will do it. But actually in my mind, I was thinking this. There is no reason why someone like me, who has led such a great lifestyle, with all the great supplements, will not pull through and recover. So on this charge, I asked my doctor, I want to ask you one question. I said, can I go back and play soccer again? He said, not many people ask this question, you know. He said, I'm sure you can go back and do some sport, but soccer at your age, pretty traumatic, I'm not sure. But in the event, in 4 months, I got my weight back. In another 2 months, I got my fitness and my strength back. In fact, today, I'm stronger than before in the gym. My resting pulse is back to 40 something. And my hemoglobin count, which is the stuff in your blood, red blood that carries oxygen, the blood lady said, I don't know how you do it, but it's off the charts, okay? So what have I learned from this episode? Number one, these things happen, sometimes you don't know. Okay, by the way, the reason this happened, just to let you know, is not because I had bad health, but because I had an infection which was undiscovered, which was lying deep there. Somehow the confluence of inauspicious factors, when they came together, triggered something autoimmune. My cells attack each other. So bad luck, you could say. But going into that, because I had that reservoir of health, it was able to prevent me from going lower, and it gave me the springboard to bring it back up. So, you know, I used to tell people, Nu Skin is an anti-aging company. But I tell you, after this episode, I tell people, Nu Skin is a life company. It gave me my life back. So to the point that Steve raised earlier, how much is a good supplement worth to you? Is it worth to you more than your Starbucks coffee for $3 a day? I think I can answer the question. How much is your life worth to you? Okay, so to sum up, I think this particular episode taught me that if you can get your health reservoir and your buffer at the highest level possible, do it. Do it. You may not feel it. You may feel that by taking life pad, and Y span and R squared, I feel good, but I don't feel very much different from a month, 2 months ago. You don't know. The foundation is there, and when you need it, you're not going to regret not having it. And also, I also know lying there for 2 months, I never worry about income. In fact, I never look at my VNG at all, because I know it's running. Because I don't want to think about that. I just want to think about getting back into health. So I think I don't wish this upon anyone, but often when you stress test something, then you know how good it is. And I think Newscape Products and Opportunity truly prove itself in this case. Thank you.
Wonderful. And now you're playing soccer again, am I right? You're playing soccer again, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
My wife is not very keen, but she said you better go and play. Otherwise, I'll be very unhappy.
Wow, wonderful. Thank you, Juinn, for the sharing.